Good morning, I am Prarambha Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Discussions on 17 proposals out of 20 related to maximum public interest tabled at the ongoing session of the Parliament virtually ignored. 4 acts amended to make the upcoming investment summit fruitful. Government confident to rope in maximum investment due to suitable business environment. SP Diliraj Bista appears at the district court in Mahendranagar hearing on rape and murder of Kantipur girl child Nirmala Pant held. Bista taken under police custody. And SAF Women Championship in Biratnagar fails to live up to expectations in terms of crowd response, and officials admit lapses. Today is Phagu Purnima, or the Holi festival. The festival is marked amidst much fervor across the mountainous and hilly districts today. Holi is a Hindu spring festival which signifies the victory of good over evil, the arrival of spring, end of winter, and for many a festive day to meet others, celebrate together and repair broken relationships. The festival is celebrated tomorrow in Tarai region. Holi is also celebrated in India and other nations. Meanwhile, Nepal police has urged everyone to refrain from forcing colors and water on anyone without their consent. Radio Kantipur is organizing a special program today to mark the festival in Pokhara. The program will be broadcast live at Kantipur television between 10:30 AM to 1 PM. At least 20 proposals related to utmost public interest have been tabled at the ongoing session of the Parliament. There is a parliamentary practice on the part of the government to inform the people about these burning issues of the state. The Parliament also needs to run discussions on these issues. On the contrary, no discussions have taken place at the Parliament on this agenda of public concern. Since the beginning of the third session of the Parliament on the 26th of December 2018, some 20 proposals of public interest have been tabled at the Parliament. The Parliament rules and regulations have the provision of furnishing answers on these important proposals at the earliest. Barring 3 proposals of public interest, the Parliament has not deemed it necessary to bring the other 17 proposals for discussion. This kind of trend of discussing only 15% of the total proposals of public interest can dent the reputation of the Parliament itself. The Parliament held discussions on 3 proposals, namely expansion of health insurance programs in all 7 provinces, changing transport rules to minimize road accidents, and doing away with Chaupadi tradition. However, proposals on the sensational rape and murder case of Kantipur girl child Nirmala Panta, preventing government doctors from practicing at private clinics among others, have never been discussed at the Parliament. The scenario has only boosted speculations that the Parliament has come under the influence of the government in recent time. Now moving on, SP Diliraj Bista, who was dismissed from service due to his alleged involvement in the infamous Nirmala Panta rape and murder case, has appeared at the district court in Mahendranagar. A 35-day ultimatum was issued against Bista for destroying evidences and regarding the 2 cases related to the Public Offence Act. Bista appeared at the court on the 10th day since the ultimatum was issued. Prior to this, Bista had been on the run. The court has started interrogations with Bista from yesterday itself. After interrogations are conducted regarding both the cases in the hearing of District Court Justice Rajendra Kumar Acharya, the hearing regarding Bista's arrest and imprisonment will take place. Until a decision is given by the court, Bista will remain in police custody. After the government attorney's office filed a case of torture and public offence on the 6th of March, 5 police officers and a police constable have appeared at the court. The court had ordered to release them on bail on the 14th of March. Bista and suspended DSP Angur GC of the Central Investigation Bureau were given a 35-day ultimatum on the 10th of March to appear at court. However, GC is still out of contact. The investment summit held by the government 2 years back received a commitment for 1.4 trillion rupees worth of investment. However, due to the lack of preparations, the commitment failed to translate into reality. As the government has amended the laws and also identified a list of potential sectors for investment, it expects to bring in investment for real this time around. Considering the 2-day summit that is scheduled for 29th to 30th of March, the government has proposed amendments of 4 acts. While the Parliament has already approved of the Bill for Public-Private Partnership and Investment, the Bill for Foreign Investment and Technology Transfer Act is being finalized by the respective parliamentary committee for an approval from the House of Representatives. Likewise, the Special Economic Zone Act has been approved and the bill for the amendment of Industrial Development Enterprises Act has been registered at the Parliament. Meanwhile, in a bid to provide relief to foreign investors from having to reach the 27 different government units to establish a business, the Public-Private Partnership Act has introduced a provision to establish a single service center that provides all official services. Likewise, the investment board has finalized 63 projects to be presented to the investors. The board is confident that its preparations will rope in maximum investment. Based on the information shared by the investment board, 600 investors from 38 countries will be participating in the upcoming investment summit, which is a marked improvement on 257 investors from 20 countries who had participated in the previous summit. The board believes that the investors will find an investment-friendly environment as the elections at all three levels have concluded. It is obvious for investors to seek assurances in investment and returns, and Nepal needed to make amends in its legal policies, among others. However, despite the changes in laws, it is still a challenge for the government to ensure the implementation of investment-friendly laws. International social clubs and non-government organizations established in Nepal to carry out social works have been constructing commercial buildings without any approval or permit. Popular organizations including Rotary Club and Nepal JCS, among others, have been found of conducting commercial activities in Kathmandu without government approval. The building, which will be shown in the visual, which stands next to the Central Bureau of Statistics in Thabathali, Kathmandu, belongs to Rotary Club of Kathmandu. The land was not purchased with the revenue generated by the Rotary Club itself. The road in Thabathali next to the building and the land in the premises of the Central Bureau of Statistics had caved in while digging for the foundation of the building. Rotary Club has not even informed the Social Welfare Council for the construction of the building on the land which it had received as donation from the state. Nepal JCS has been renting the building for years in the pretext of construction of Rotary Club's own building. Preparations are also underway for the construction of a new building by demolishing the existing building of Nepal JCS. However, the Social Welfare Council has no records of how Nepal JCS is using the revenue it collects as rent. Based on the legal provision, despite the arrangement for non-government organizations to generate revenue, they must receive an approval from the council for expenditure which they can only spend for social work. It is already difficult to find open spaces in Kathmandu while existing open areas are being ill-managed. To add to that, organizations constructing tall buildings in the land provided for free by the government is not just a slap to good governance but also appears to be the increasing trend of intensifying haphazard urbanization in the busy capital. These organizations have no right to ignore the national law, local requirements and environmental aspects just because they carry the logo of an international organization. There is a call on the government to make efforts to take back such pieces of land and declare them free spaces. It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
The question is, why have the proposals registered at the Parliament been ignored? Your options are A. Indifferent Parliament and government, B. Overshadowed by the government, and C. Weak opposition. The voting is on. You can type any WS. Select your option A, B or C and then send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. With this, let us move on to the sports news.
Sports news.
Nepal takes on Sri Lanka at the semi-final of the SAF Women's Championship today. With the ongoing SAF Women's Championship, the football governing body in the country, All Nepal Football Association (ANFA), has for the first time organized an international football tournament outside Kathmandu Valley. The SAF Women's Championship, currently underway at Shahid Stadium in Biratnagar, is also expected to popularize football in Biratnagar. However, people in Biratnagar have given a lukewarm response to the ongoing championship. The slack response given by the local residents from Biratnagar, however, is surprising given the fact that Biratnagar has wholeheartedly embraced football in the past. During the time of Virat Gold Cup, an annual football event hosted at Shahid Stadium, a large throng of spectators attended the matches. The charm of women football cannot match with the men's edition of the game. However, the SAF Women's Championship has failed to live up to the expectation as far as the spectators' response is concerned. Meanwhile, ANFA has admitted publicly the lapses as the focus was on the infrastructure and ground quality. Meanwhile, misunderstandings have also surfaced between District Football Association and ANFA. Some 800 passes to the football matches were distributed in the name of local organizing committee, but the outcome was disappointing according to ANFA. The tournament has taught ANFA a number of lessons while hosting international championships outside Kathmandu, as hosting a tournament alone cannot be deemed as successful, as there could be other aspects that can make a tournament memorable in the real sense. The 5th edition of the SAF Women's Championship is ongoing in Biratnagar. However, the crowd and fanfare expected for this tournament haven't met expectations. In this context, we asked the residents of Biratnagar regarding why they think have the crowd and fanfare declined in SAF Women's Championship. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
Public voice.
महिलाहरु अब घरैसी काममै अलि व्यस्त हुने र फुर्सदिलो पनि कम हुने र गेममा हेर्न जानु पर्छ भन्ने किसिमको अलिकति सामाजिक परिवेश पनि सारै मिलिसकेको अवस्था मैले देखिन।
चुलो चौको मात्रै गर्ने घरमा मात्रै चाहिँ नि धानिरने बाहिर फेर निस्किएर खेलेको त देखेकै छैन। यसो चाहिँ नि बाहिरको के कस्तो चाहिँ नि उनीहरुको प्रतियोगिता हुँदो रहेछ त्यो हेरौँ भन्ने मलाई चाहिँ नि थियो उत्सव। तर यो बितिसकेपछि मात्रै पो यस्तो यस्तो हुँदैछ भनेर चाहिँ नि मलाई जानकारी भयो। बाबु हेर्ने रहर त थियो।
पर्सरकै कमी भयो हो किनभने यत्रो चाहिँ हाम्रो विराटनगरमा महिला च्याम्पियनशिप भइरहेछ। सबै महिला दिदीबहिनीहरु हेर्न गइन्थ्यो पनि।
टिकटको दर घटाइदिए अथवा फ्री गरिदिएमा दर्शकहरुको भिड बढ्थ्यो होला।
विराटनगरको रोडहरु चाहिँ सबै भत्काइएको अवस्था छ। कुनै पनि रोडबाट त्यो खेल मैदानसम्म जाने अवस्थै छैन।
And now, before we wrap up, here's a look at the top stories one more time. Discussions on 17 proposals out of 20 related to maximum public interest tabled at the ongoing session of the Parliament virtually ignored. Four acts amended to make the upcoming investment summit fruitful. Government confident to rope in maximum investment due to suitable business environment. SP Dillivraj Pista appears at the court in Mahendranagar, hearing on rape and murder of Kantipur girl child Nirmala Panta held. First, Pista taken under police custody. And SAF Women's Championship in Biratnagar fails to live up to expectations in terms of crowd response, and officials admit lapses. That is all for the moment. Keep watching Kantipur Television SD for more news and entertainment. Happy Holi and celebrate responsibly.